understand. All right, guys, you know the deal. Word in the chat, I will write a song. So today, you already know where we're going with this. Let me turn on my live chat on my phone. So someone put what the fuck. So what the fuck? I guess I'm out of luck. I was born in 2025, I know. Put on a show, get on the radio. Tell me what everybody knows. One, 2, 3, I guess it's meant to be. A, B, C, you and I. Someone said I'm doing a good job. I guess I'm better than your heartthrob. Somebody said I'm doing a good job. Shout out to the guy in the chat named Rob. 1, 2, 3, it's meant to be. Okay. All right, let's see what else we got. The ick factor on live streaming birth is still there, but I would still qualify it as wholesome. Let me try a different strumming pattern. So if you put a word in the chat, I will write a song off the top of my head. Otherwise, I'll just do stuff for the topic today. When does the album drop? Well, I would really, to have an album, I would need the attention span to finish some of these songs. Because what you guys get on live stream is really as far as I go with it, obtuse. I can do it a little better on the guitar because I think I'm further along. Okay, so if I was going to write a song about obtuse, what I would do is I would probably try to make it maybe a love song. Okay. Oh boy, you're being kind of obtuse. What the hell, I ain't some moose. Get some moose? Boy, you're being a little obtuse. I am not the, am I the girl you're gonna choose? Kind of. Turn up the light. Oh. Okay, wait, hold on. We can do something. You said turn up the light. You said turn up the light. I think we're gonna fight because the chat always thinks that they're right. You don't know how to put on. You don't know how to put on a show. I'm not trying to be rude, but you don't know. Now we got Jesus is God Almighty, okay. My God is an awesome God, He reigns from heaven above and wisdom, power, and love. My God is an awesome God. Jesus is the God of the Almighty. I know that my God is gonna keep fighting. And I know that kingdom comes, maybe that He is the one. Oh, my God is gonna keep fighting, and I'm gonna keep writing. Now you want women hitting the wall, okay? To the window, to the wall, to the window. Wait, to the window, to the wall. Women are gonna keep hitting the wall. Their looks are gonna fall. When you hit the wall, we'll try to stall with Botox and plastic surgery. But we all know the wall is undefeated. Let me see what else. Hold on. Now we're getting a lot of requests. We got, you want a song about labor contractions? Okay. All right, you guys are testing me today. Labor contractions. All right. Labor contractions. Subtraction. Refractions. Okay, that's all I got. See what else we got. I've already got let's start drama between Pearly and Taylor Swift. A taco stand. All right. For the trad girls, baking bread is very on brand. Couple cups of flour, water, yeast, you got a man. But I'm trying to turn the tide. I'm trying to do something right. We gotta change the brand. Let's go over to the taco stand. Get some steak and tequila. You don't need to get a taco, maybe a burrito. I know that I like a lot of mosquito. Taco stand. Let's go to the taco stand. I need some steak and tequila. And please help me see Senorita. Ooh, okay, you know. Oh, and tortillas. You got it, Jessica. Do you guys like the piano or the guitar better? I think I'm a little faster on the guitar, but I sometimes have a hard time keeping the same beat, and I always end up doing the same chords. I'm not saying she's a gold digger. I could do like a sadder song. Now, I'm not saying she's trying to take your money. Women, we do something that's kind of funny. Now, I'm not saying she's a gold digger, but she is not going with a broke. I'm not doing that one. I'm not finishing that one. You're not gonna trick me today. This 304 is getting flown to Dubai. There's no way they're going to the taco stand with us. Oh, that's it. You can make it a sad song like, She used to love me with the taco stand, but now she's got a new man in Dubai where she flies. Okay, I think I'm songed out for the day. I don't know. If you enjoy that, let me know in the chat. I didn't do it for a few days because sometimes viewership drops when I do it. So I'm like, all right, I'll put the song away. But you know, it's like they complain when you bring it. You bring your musical talent and they say it's not good enough. So you're like, all right, never mind, guys. And then you leave and it's like, you ever leave a woman and she hated you when you were there? but she missed you when you were gone. It's, that's just kind of how I felt. You can't say taco stand. Gracias, señorita. Well, more taco stand songs. All right, if you're saying encore, I get, if you guys are begging, I don't want to. It's just, ugh. Well, I guess one more couldn't hurt. Okay. What else we sing about the taco stand? So if we go the taco route, we could do flour tortillas, or should we get corn? I'm like, sir, when the hell were you born? I guess Chipotle doesn't count as Mexican food. You gotta go buy tacos from some hood dude. You gotta get a shot of tequila with it too. Otherwise these hoes start acting brand new. Now the chat's saying Chipotle doesn't count. Fuck you guys, I love it and it does. Now we're getting to the meat. There's something a little bit about the meat you get on the street. You can get chicken, steak, or something else. It's hot sauce or mild. I guess on real tacos they don't have rice. I should ask all the Mexicans' wives. You can get lettuce and tomato too. Now the chat is gonna put in their 2 cents. Oh. Okay, app update. App update is issuing a complaint. He's saying this, it doesn't rhyme. Well, what are you, a saint? I'm gonna need to hear the songs you can write with the chat giving you words all night. Let's hear it. Oh, the chorus can be Taco Tuesday. That's good. Taco Tuesday. Taco Tuesday. Taco Tuesday. Ooh, señorita. Thank you. To all the music producers out there, I've had some people say, Pearl, I want to produce you an album, and I say, I don't know why you would. But if you want to, you can strip those and put them on Spotify. I don't really care. Otherwise, it's just, I've had people ask. I know it's shocking, but all right, let me continue. Someone said, wow, that was beautiful. It really was, wasn't it? Thank you. Thank you very much, You know what's crazy? There's men that have like 20 views on YouTube videos, and they're like expert pianists and all this stuff. And I get people watching me writing like songs about tacos. Do you know what I mean? It's like, what a time to be alive. All right, well, thank you guys for tuning in. We're going to start with some stories we got going on in the news. More? A little more. All right. We moved this. I was trying to go back to the old spot. I didn't realize. Okay. Yeah, no, I did. All right, so we're gonna react to a few things I saw on TikTok before we get to the main topic, or on not TikTok, Twitter. Um, so we're talking about how this guy said women weren't allowed to have credit cards until 50 years ago because of sexism. Um, as a sarcastic comment to this video of a woman talking about her student loan debt.
I recently posted about the fact I'm 26 years old and I'm in $95,487.73 worth of debt, and I want to talk about it. Up until 24 hours ago, I did not know that was actually the total of all of my debt, credit cards, and student loans. That number also does not include my auto loan, and if we are adding in my auto loan, the total number is $110,938.83. Since totaling up all of my debt, I don't think I've actually gotten one good breath of oxygen in the last 24 hours. I feel like there is an elephant sitting on my chest, and I don't think I can sit still because all I keep...
Now imagine, she probably went to some out-of-state private school when she could have just went to community college. But the out-of-state Big Ten school has what? The ability to party and bang hot guys. Sorry. I've heard the men at Big Ten schools are very attractive. I don't know. I never went to a Big Ten school. But you have to understand that's what women are communicating subtly. You have to understand this. Women don't like average men so much that they are willing to take on this much debt instead of be with you. That's the next time you want to like step in for a woman on a train, solve women in your lives' problems for free. Just remember that women are communicating, I would rather have $95,000 worth of debt than be with you. When women come around, you know, when the girl that puts you in the friend zone says, hey, I'm back. Just remember, she was communicating, I would rather have slavery level debt than be with your sorry ass. Remember that. So
keep repeating is $95,487.73. All of this debt was racked up through decisions I made between the ages of 18 and 26. My first associate's degree I got from a community college and I didn't have to pay for it because of the Pell Grant, but I decided to go to a university and got my bachelor's degree, which is where I really started to rack up the debt.
There it is. I told you. I said, like, when... Wonder what school she went to.
Then in the last 2 years, I decided to finish a nursing degree at a community college in the last 2 years, but that's where I started to rack up even more debt. What really sucks is realizing that the majority of these student loans is not from tuition. It's actually from living expenses and living way above my means. My debt comprises of 2 credit cards, 5 federal student loans, and 5 private Sallie Mae loans. I can handle the federal student loans, but when I tell you Sallie Mae is bending me over and not in a way I like, it's actually insane. Sallie Mae is genuinely evil and they prey on young students. And the reason why they take advantage of young students is because they know if you're reaching out to a private loan like that, you genuinely need it. Out of the 5 Sallie Mae loans I have, one of the interest rates that is the highest is 16.28%. The lowest interest rate I have with Sallie Mae is 9.88%. Now, my federal student loans are between 4 and 6%, which I think is manageable. Although I had parents who would tell me what I should or shouldn't do, I never had anybody really sit me down and fully teach me financial literacy.
Translation, the internet is free, and I was too lazy to learn. Look, I in my life have taken some very shitty deals, okay? I have had to learn the hard way many times in my life. But every time I've taken an L, I like to think I eat it with the chin. Like, I like to think I just eat it. Do you know what I mean? Where I'm just like, ooh, that was stupid. You know, I'm not going to sit here and pretend I haven't done stupid things. I absolutely have. I am no better. I am no better than really a lot of women out there. But what I don't like doing is when I make a mistake or I mess up in life, I really think I take L's like in an art form. I really think I have the ability to just eat an L. Now, I don't want to get into it, but I signed a contract a few years ago, back before I was famous. And I'll just say this cost me a lot of money. This was a very stupid contract that I basically took, and it cost me probably over $100,000. I did not make enough money for it to make sense. But when it goes wrong, I just always think to myself that I was an idiot. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's always like sometimes in life, there's people that learn the easy way and the hard way. And at times you learn the hard way. You know, like when a guy spends a bunch of money on a ring for a girl and then she like keeps it forever, that's him learning the hard way. You ever told a guy not to simp? But men, when they take that L, they realize how stupid they were. I mean, a lot of times men, the consequence kind of, like when they get a consequence, they're like, oh, well, isn't it my own actions? But she's going to say, oh, I just didn't understand. Well, if you didn't understand, it's your own fault. And I've been in that situation, and it was my own fault. It was my own fault. It was very stupid. So I just don't like it when it's got to be always someone else's fault. It's kind of like when these porn stars do porn. Why can't you guys just say I did porn because I enjoyed having sex on camera? I loved the thrill of the gangbangs. You know, I loved throwing it. Why can't it be that? Why does it always have to be that I was lost and broken and coerced? You know, when you sleep with a guy that doesn't call you back, that's life. Why don't you just say, I went for someone out of my league and it didn't work out? Why is it always that he was the manipulator? Why can't it just be like I wasn't good enough and I outdid myself? You know, but it's always got to be somebody else's fault. And this is just over and over again to the point. My gender just, I wish if we could really develop one skill together as women, is the ability to take L's better. You know, men take L's all the time, and at times you're going to do something stupid and it's going to be embarrassing. I mean, that's part of the ups and downs of life. People that take no risks are generally the ones that have never looked stupid and never had ups and downs. That's part of life. And I think in general, I would rather have a life well lived where there are ups and downs and you make mistakes rather than one where nobody takes any risk. You ever meet those people? And it's like the people that have just barely ever they've barely done anything in life. You know, they never went for the guy or the girl they wanted. They never took the shot. They never went for the job they wanted. They never moved to that big city they wanted to live in. And it's just like a sad existence. But we have to understand as women, there are times, you know, there are times when you're gonna date the guy and it's not gonna work out. That's life. There are times when you're gonna go to school and you expect to get a high-paying job and you don't get it. That's part of life. Now, there's mistakes that obviously can be mitigated and avoided, like very obviously, but we're not gonna. But my issue with us is, why can't we just make a mistake and own it? Why can't, you know, yeah, I got too fat. Yeah, I took too much debt. It wasn't because I didn't understand. It was because I ate too much. I went for somebody out of my league. Do you know what I mean? There's like a list of like, I signed up for a degree that didn't make any money because I wanted to do something I was passionate about instead of doing something that made money. Women don't make mistakes, Pearl. Look, and I'm being honest, I'm passionate about this. I would rather have a life well lived than a life where you never took a risk in life. Do you know what I mean? It's kind of like, ask the girl out that's out of your league. Shoot your shot with the guy you like. You know what I mean? It's like, go apply for that job you're not qualified for. Move to a city where you don't know anybody. F it. You know, you have one life to live. You have one life. You know, and what I just don't like is, if you want to take the risk, accept that sometimes it will not work out. You know, there's housewives, they have 10 kids and they get divorced. It didn't work out. That's life. That was a risk. And that's one of my issues with feminism, is women want, you know, one thing it talks about, if you get married young, that takes the risk that he might leave you when you're old. And that's a risk. That could happen. That's life. Now, it's not really statistically likely, but if it happens, all you can do is control yourself. You can't control other people. And I just wish, as women, I really wish we could just accept that we made a mistake without blaming anybody else. And I think there's some psychology. We don't want to be seen as bad people, so we're just constantly like not wanting to be seen as a bad person. But again, I think the most freedom comes in life when you just don't. Do you think Leonardo DiCaprio cares if you see him as a good person while he bangs on his yacht? Now, I'm not saying that's what you should do, right? But when you spend your life caring about the way others see you, you're going to be able to be manipulated by anybody because you care about their opinion, you know. I don't know. I'm pro live life, but accept that it might come and have L's with it. It just happens.
Had anybody sit me down and really explain to me the scope of what I was doing and what it would look like in the future when I had to pay for it. In the moment, all of the student loans just felt like fake money because they just kept coming and I just kept spending. I don't regret any of the experiences I've had.
Okay. I think that's an ego thing. Do you know what? Because when I signed that bad contract, I'll tell you what, I absolutely regretted signing it. But there's no reason to dwell on it because you can't do anything about it now. You can't live in the past, right? You can only live in the now and make decisions with the information you have now. And sometimes I knew somebody who made a very bad relationship choice when she was younger. She ended up having kids with this guy. It didn't work out. And, you know, it was clearly over. And there are times where I would always joke with her that 90% of the time I'd say work it out with the father or your kids. But in this case, this is one of the few cases where I was like, yeah, I mean, you can't. Because I would say like drugs is something that are pretty tough to, like if you get involved with a dude that's into drugs, that's pretty tough. I don't know if you guys have, I've seen addicts over the years and that's just not, but you know, look, and what I told her was, you have the information now. You can't dwell in the past. And I understand that mindset. You can't, right? You can only control what you do moving forward. But I still think there was some humility in saying you regret things. Yeah, okay.
Between the ages of 18 and 26 or any of the things that I've done, but I do wish that I managed my finances way better than this. If I snowball all of my loans at the current rates that they are without consolidating them, I can pay all of this off by 2032. It's really sad because I'm excited about starting my first nursing job next month, but at the same time, I know that all of the money I'm making is going to debt. It is what it is. What's done is done. And at the end of the day, if you are in your early 20s and you're thinking about taking out student loans, I urge you to reconsider and ask yourself whether or not you really truly need it. If I knew then what...
Okay. All right. What do we got next? Oh, okay. So everyone's freaking out because Angel Reese is set to make history as the first professional athlete to walk in a Victoria's Secret show. Now, look, I played athletics for 20 years. I played volleyball overseas. I played basketball overseas. I made it to top 20 in the country for Division III. I mean, it's D3, so does it count? But I went to the NCAAs 2 or 3. I love sports. But we have to stop putting women in positions that we do not belong. I don't really mind if we have our little league that's for fun. I think it's good exercise. At least you're not fat. That's a step up in this country. So, guess it's better than the club. I don't know. But the thing that you know about female athletes is they're generally not the most attractive. Now, they're not ugly, but the very beautiful women generally get other opportunities where they don't have to do athletics to a high level. I would say I've done a lot of different sports. In terms of attractiveness, I would put basketball girls at the bottom. That doesn't mean there wasn't exceptions, but I just don't. I think basketball women tend to look more butch. Volleyball, track, I would say is a little bit more feminine looking women. Now, Angel Reese, I would put her looks wise. She's young. For her age, I would say she's like a 5. Facially, body, for her age group, a 5. I think she's under 25. Most under 25-year-old women are thinnish. And I would say facially, she's like mid, right in the middle. Now, because she's young, I maybe would put her at a 6.5, because she's young and she has that. Why is a mid woman walking in a Victoria's Secret show? We cannot keep, well, it is getting very difficult for me to watch women just constantly being put in positions that we do not belong. We don't belong there. Now, I'm going to show Adriana. These are young. One of the Victoria's Secret angels of the past. I think it was this girl. Let me just do Victoria's Secret Angels 20. Let's do 2015. I mean, this is what they used to look like. These are 8+. Now, at least facially, I understand there are men that say they don't like this level of skinny. And I know people say they're capping, but I think there's some truth to that when you look at the bodies men rank the highest. They are a little bit curvier than these women, but at least facially, most of these women are going to be 8+. Yeah, look it. Beautiful. These women are beautiful. So, yeah, because men loved this one. Oh, yeah, Tyra Banks back in the day. Heidi Klum. Yeah. Oh, no, it wasn't. This is Heidi Klum. There was another woman, though, that was like. Okay, so we just have to stop putting these women in positions they don't belong. She's cute. I don't think she's ugly, but she's not beautiful. She's not. And, you know, a lot of the people, when I was talking about this, they came at me and they said, Pearl, but neither are you. Well, I'm not the one being put in a fashion show I don't belong in. And you might say, Pearl, you're just hating. Pearl, you don't want to uplift women. But this is frustrating to me because I don't know how it's uplifting to tell a woman that's a 6 that she's a 9. Because in the dating market, she's not going to get 9 outcomes. She's not. She will get 6 outcomes in terms of what men are willing to pay for her. Okay, so, and I'm the one being nice enough to say it. Oh, okay, I'm going to FaceTime Sneeko, and so Sneeko has been unbanned on YouTube after 3 years, and we're a fan of Sneeko on the show, so I'm going to FaceTime him, and you guys can come along. Hi, Sneeko. We're live now. Congratulations on being reinstated on YouTube.
Hey, Pearl, thank you so much. I know that you saw all the ups and downs over the past 3 years. I'm glad that you got remonetized. You faced a lot of the same things that I faced. The other day, actually just yesterday, Nick was saying how I faced a lot of, I got banned. My life got really affected by the Nick thing. And I was thinking about who else did, and I got banned, but you got demonetized by platform and being really early about a lot of things. So big respect to you for talking about things that were very taboo at a time when everyone was afraid. And now you see, Pearl, everybody's talking about it.
So, what do you think for the future? Do you think there's going to be, do you expect to stay on YouTube? Are you going to do things differently this time around? Or are you going to be more careful, or what's your plan moving forward?
So my plan, Pearl, is to make videos. You know, I'll keep the streaming stuff and the political stuff and anything really taboo off of YouTube because I'm not a streamer. I'm a YouTuber. I make videos. I like to be creative. I like to use the platform to express myself. And so the whole red pill space that we found ourselves in, I stumbled upon that, but that's not my bread and butter. So I just want to make videos that are really good, and I'm glad, and I'm glad that YouTube gave me a second chance.
Cool. Well, thanks for calling in. We just wanted to say congratulations from the Audacity Network. So when you're in Dallas, let me know and we'll have you back on the show.
Next time I'm in Texas, I would love to show up, and I'm super happy. Thank you for always showing support, and I'll remember this, Pearl.
Yeah, congrats. See ya. All right. I don't know if you guys could hear that, but we had some. I've got. Could they hear it? Okay. My producer's sick of your guys' shit. He's sick of it. I said, I don't know if they can hear it or not. He said if they're gaslighting you if they say anything otherwise. He's sick of the complaints, It's tough when you're the production guy because they never will say, it's pretty rare for them to be like, wow, the audio was great today. They'll just let you know when it's not great. They'll just let you know when today was not the day. I know I just said the city. That was kind of stupid. I realized that as I did it. The city I moved to. I think a lot of people figured it out, but we might trim that after. I'm not too worried though. Okay, so we're happy for Sneeko. All right, now we have wife material versus street material. Here we go.
How much money should a guy make per year?
200,000, I guess. My boyfriend makes like 30,000. 30,000? That should be way more. He needs to make enough to spoil you and buy you everything you want.
Now, I don't know if these are fake, but I actually wanted to analyze this. So it doesn't matter what they say. See, like we keep giving women clout points for like saying the right answers. She's gonna leave him too, and I do think, do you know what? I just have a feeling that this girl has a bigger ego because she has a slightly more symmetrical face, even though I would say this girl, I would say they're not really that different in attractiveness. You might even say the girl on the left is more attractive. However, I could just tell when a girl has marketed her Instagram in a way that big names are going to be sliding into it. It's just a look. You can tell. Anyways, I'll continue.
What kind of car does he drive? He doesn't have one.
Yeah, I mean, this is set up. This is kind of staged. You can tell these girls are not good actresses. But we got to stop. We got to stop applauding for the right answer. You know what I mean?
Exactly. I mean, I drive him around. That's fine. That's pathetic. I think money doesn't.
Is she dating a black guy? Should I drive him around?
Matter. So it does matter if you want a successful life.
Women don't fall in love with you. They fall in love with the lifestyle you can give them. They don't love you. They love the fact that you can protect them and provide for them and take care of them and make them laugh and make their problems go away and take them on holidays and buy them handbags. That's what they love about you. And then they sit and think they love you. But if you stop doing those things, both of you will find out very quickly that she never loved you at all.
How much?
Yeah. Okay, where are we going to next? Then we'll get into today's topic. Oh, there's this fat woman running for office in California, and her interview is going viral. We got to get these women back home. We got to...
Voters who you'll need in order to win, who voted for Trump.
How would I need them in order to win, man?
Well, unless you think you're going to get 60% of the vote. You think you'll get 60%? Everybody who did not vote for Trump will vote for you. That's what you're saying.
In a general election, yes. If it is me versus a Republican, I think that I will win the people who did not vote for Trump.
What if it's you versus another Democrat?
I don't intend that to be the case.
So how do you not intend that to be the case? Are you going to ask them not to run?
No, I'm saying I'm going to build the support. I have the support already in terms of name recognition. And so I'm going to do the very best I can to make sure that we get through this primary in a really strong position. But let me be clear with you. I represented Orange County. I represented a purple area. I have stood on my own 2 feet and won Republican votes before. That's not something every candidate in this race can say. If you're from a deep blue area, if you're from LA or you're from Oakland, you don't have an experience.
But you just said you don't need those Trump voters.
Well, you asked me if I needed them to win.
So you don't
I
think
feel like this is unnecessarily argumentative. What is your question?
The question is the same thing I asked everybody.
This is unnecessarily. Only a woman would come into politics and say this is unnecessarily argumentative. Why are you here? Politics, that's what politics is known for, arguing. I mean,
This is being called the empowering voters to stop Trump's power grab. Every other candidate has answered this question. This is not
Correct. And I said I support it.
So, and the question is, what do you say to the 40% of voters who voted for Trump?
Oh, I'm happy to say that. It's the do you need them to win part that I don't understand. I'm happy to answer the question as you have it written, and I'll answer it.
And we've also asked the other candidates, do you think you need any of those 40% of California voters to win? And you're saying, no, you don't.
No, I'm saying I'm going to try to win every vote I can. And what I'm saying to you is that...
Well, to those voters, okay, so you...
I don't want to keep doing this. I'm going to call it. Okay. Thank you.
You're not going to do the interview with us?
Nope, not like this. I'm not. Not with 7 follow-ups to every single question you ask.
Every other candidate has...
This was that was not a tough interview. I've seen tough interviews. That is not a tough interview.
I don't care. I don't care. I want to have a pleasant, positive conversation in which you ask me about every issue on this list. And if every question you're going to make up a follow-up question, then we're never going to get there.
Ms.
And
Porter,
we're just going to circle around.
I am an investigative
I have never
reporter.
had to do this before, ever.
You've never had to have a conversation with
to end
a
an
reporter?
interview.
Okay, but every other candidate has done this.
What part of I'm me? I'm running for governor because I'm a leader. So I am going to make...
So you're not going to answer questions from reporters? Okay, why don't we go through? I will continue to ask follow-up questions because that's my job as a journalist, but I will go through and ask these, and if you don't want to answer, you don't want to answer. So nearly every...
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Okay. God help us. I thought this was pretty funny.
Ghosting him. And then all my I played this guy by fucking him and ghosting him. And then all my friends fucked him and ghosted him. He really thought he had a chance with us.
I don't really know what the plan was, but he won whatever game you're playing. He's probably an inspiration in his hometown.
I played this guy by
She played this guy by fucking him, ghosting him, and then having all her friends ghost him. This is 2025. Okay, so thank you guys for tuning in to another episode of Pearl Daily. Today, we are going to talk about some of the trends that I really have seen in society. And I've kind of said this, I've stated this over and over again, that women are going to trade their family's privacy to build their brand. Now, a lot of times when I point this out, conservative commentators will come at me and they'll say, Pearl, you just are criticizing women. Whenever I see, Brett Cooper post her kid and her family on Instagram, they'll say, Pearl, you're just hateful. You're just jealous. Whenever I see Riley Gaines posting her kid's birth or her family pictures on the internet, they'll say, Pearl, you're hateful. You're jealous. And when I come at this, it's really not meant to be hateful. I am not even suggesting that in all cases it's wrong of mothers to do this. But I have noticed a trend of women using our personal lives in order to build our online brand. There was a time where men knew that the private moments in their home were just for them. And I think there's something special about the moments you have with somebody when nobody's watching. Because I think anybody with a mother knows how performative mothers tend to be. And you know when you're forced to do something so the world would see you, right? Where, you have to go to the events, you have to wear these stupid clothes, pose for pictures. I mean, you all know this torturous process that, you're posted on the mother's social media. You have to brag about the whole town. Thank you to the new member. I set the tone. We really appreciate you. But there's something special when somebody does something for you and they get no benefit out of it and there's no expectation. And that's so rare with mothers. Oh my gosh. I mean, how often does a mother do something for you and hold it over your head later? Or women in general, mother, wife, whatever. It's like they have a list ready to go of every nice thing they've done for you ever. Isn't that crazy? It's like every little thing they've done for you ever. So, but there's something special, when you do have good involved parents that do the nice things for you day to day when nobody's watching. One thing that I think about in my childhood was my dad. He coached my basketball. And I think that's why I have this love of sports, is because my father, he was a really involved, he did work a lot, but he was very involved when it came to the coaching. He loved coaching us. And my dad, it was so funny because he would have been such a good head coach because he was so smart. He's the smartest person I've ever met. But he would have to be the assistant because he just did not. Oh, another member, Byron. Thank you for signing up. But he did not have the time to be a head coach, because sometimes he'd have to miss games. So he'd always be the assistant coach. And he would be on the sidelines, going crazy because he was smarter than the head coach always. But he'd just have to watch him make dumber decisions, right? But I just remember some of my favorite childhood memories are my dad banging his clipboard saying go, go, go. And we're in 5th grade running down with the basketball. And the reason I love it so much is because, this wasn't posted anywhere. This wasn't used. My dad had nothing to gain from coaching my basketball. I mean, what does he get out of coaching 5th grade women's basketball? Do you know what I mean? It's funny. My dad didn't even play basketball, but he's so smart. He figured out the game and actually was a pretty good coach. And to this day, if you ask my father, he still is so proud of these trophies. It's so funny. He'll still brag about these game winning shit. He can tell you the score. But there's something about that, right? There's something about those special moments that are just for you guys, where they got nothing out of it. Have you ever had somebody do something nice for you and later you find out they got something out of it or they were using it for something? And I guess it's not that it makes the thing they did any less nice, but it's kind of like those YouTubers that live stream the nice things they do. Now, on one hand, you could say, who are you to say that at all? They're doing a nice, they're feeding the homeless, they're doing this, that, and the other. But there's still just a weird taste left in your mouth when something seems performative. And I think that's what you get with a lot of women in general, because we are so, we had to rely on having a good reputation in order to survive. So it's very, very difficult for us to let go of the reputation. It's very free. I didn't really have a choice because I got thrust into this. No, I did have a choice. I made this choice. But I'll say when you become a public figure, it forces you to not care faster. But it's very freeing when you don't. I'll tell you that. Now, but there's something about when there's something about when someone does something nice and they gain something out of it, or they expect things from you later. I did this nice thing, now you have to do that nice thing. Now, a good person will reciprocate where they can, but nobody wants to feel like they have to do something because you accepted niceness from them. So I think that makes the private moments at home even more special. But unfortunately, now that all women are being given smartphones, all women are buying and addicted to smartphones, privacy has now become a thing of the past. Not only does everybody have a smartphone and a camera, but we have 4K video evidence. And cameras can be recorded where, imagine, guys, if you're approached by a woman in public, you might think that you're being recorded, right? We can't even like approach each other in public anymore without knowing, is this a YouTube prank? Is this that? And, you know, someone that does public interviews, I'm not here to criticize it, but I can kind of observe where this is going. I can see where this is headed. And I think what a lot of other commentators miss when they're covering this kind of thing is they don't see the forest through the trees. I know that social media is a pipeline for divorce and OnlyFans. Divorce, OnlyFans, prostitution. That is what social media is. Because you might, as a young woman, have a nice, cute little vlog channel. But, I mean, if I was out here in a bikini stream or something, it would get way more views. I mean, we just find out the more naked we get, the more views we get. So the incentives just are not great on social media. And we saw that with Sophie Rain. You know, when she was young, she was just a guest on David Dobrik's vlogs. Her parents probably thought, oh, okay, she's just doing these cute little vlogs, whatever. Now she's on OnlyFans. And it's very difficult. I see where this is going because it's almost impossible to be intertwined in society without your phones. You know, how do you get anywhere? How do you get invited to things? Half of the places that people go are through Instagram Reels or through a Facebook group. You know, the only sense of community people really have moving forward, we don't know our neighbors. Growing up, I knew like 2 neighbors of mine, 2. I didn't grow up knowing my neighbors. The only community you really have a lot of times is through the phone and people you meet through the phone. And at times, you know, my personal experience is some of the best friends I've ever made were through phones. You know, it's not, and I think YouTubers and content creators feel this first because we're obviously more online than other people. But I really see this as the future. And when I talk to younger women, that's kind of where I see it going. You know, I asked one of my youngest sister, do you think you'd get invited to anything if you didn't have Snapchat? Because that's how they all talk. They all talk through Snapchat. And she said, no, I wouldn't know anything that's going on. That's how everybody talks. Now, a lot of the traditional conservatives, they come back and they say, oh, just ditch the phones and move on a farm. It's like, where do you live? Like, who wants to do that? You know, there has to be some people that just moved into the middle of the nowhere. And now they don't have access to good doctors, good jobs. And they're like there with their cows. And they got to just be pissed. You know, because it's one thing if you have, you know, because the small towns of America, they're not what they used to be. It's not like you can go to a small town and find community. I mean, there are pockets, but in terms of young people, it's not the same. And the people are leaving. I mean, my mom, she was from a town where I think less than 30 people were in her high school graduating class. And I stayed there for a summer. All of the young kids are going. So you stay in that town. Who are you going to hang out with? It's just going to be you. And I mean, maybe you don't care, but I think that's going to be tough for a lot of people. So I see where a lot of this stuff is going. Now, in general, I would say something that's important to men that's not important to women is privacy. Women, obviously, if you look at social media trends, we will trade privacy for attention. We will post the family photos. We will post the selfies. We will there are women that have died or gotten their boyfriends killed. They're like, you know, we love criminals. So they'll be like dating or married to like a cartel member. And the opposite cartel just follows the girl on Instagram and then kills the kingpin because his wife was like streaming where he was. Because men see the downside of privacy being leaked, right? men understand, especially when it comes to relationships, there's always the age-old argument that couples have, why won't you post me? The girl, she's like nagging the guy, why won't you post me? The guy knows when he posts the girl that all of the guys that don't like him are going to try to hit on the girl, And then now the girl is going to have to get more input from all these people, because people always care who women are dating. People don't care who men are dating, but they always care who women are dating. Especially young women, because they draw the most attention. I mean, in fact, that's half of this show is who are women dating, and it has viewers, So people do care. But men don't like the silly stuff that, men have a level of seriousness that they appreciate. And not to say that men cannot be playful, they obviously can be, but I would say that's more of a female trait. You don't see men as much torturing their girlfriends with these stupid TikTok, like silly trends, Like, babe, do you wish you were athletic? You shove the camera in his face. So it's very obvious that men are accepting things that they really, generally, unless they're making money off of it, that they're not generally comfortable with, and, in their nature. There are men that do adapt to the market, but it's not their preference. Because for men, it's more important how you treat them privately than publicly. Now, obviously, no man wants to be embarrassed in public or fight in public. That's very obvious and clear. But what good is public treatment that's good if the private treatment doesn't match? I mean, if she's being nice to you in public but abuses you in private, that's not really winning, is it? Okay, let me continue. So, I want to show you how these demons are created. And I saw this. I actually love all these women sacrificing privacy, because it makes these shows way easier, because I could show you where things are going wrong. Now, there's a lot of men, fathers, and brothers that constantly are telling their daughters they will bail them out of any bad decision that they make. I'm going to give you an example of a way I see this. So a lot of times young women, fathers and parents want them to live at home as long as possible. Now, I think in the old days, there was a reason for this, and there was a positivity in this, right? They would arrange the marriage or whatever. But what I see happening when you live at home is you start to submit to your parents' will and your brother's will and the people around you's will, but not the new guy's will. And so the guy starts having to bargain with the dad and the brothers and do what they want instead of what he wants. And she goes, when you have a fallback, when the family is the fallback, there's not as much of an incentive for the kids to move on to the next phase of life. If you're constantly going to the family events and you have all of that comfort, if anything, it subsidizes women picking more alpha men because they get all the comfort from the family. That's where you see like that billionaire's daughter had a kid with the model that was a criminal, right? Because in a way you're subsidized. Before, women want alpha traits more than comfort, but we need comfort, right? We need it. So women used to kind of bargain, right? Where now a lot of times we get comfort through society, the family, the jobs. Now I want to show you what you get a lot of times too is the dad telling the daughters they can do no wrong and they deserve the world without saying what the guy deserves. So we're going to show you an example.
With my dad, who is a father of 4 daughters, and I want to ask him what he thinks is princess treatment or bare minimum. Okay, and you just say princess treatment or bare minimum. Okay, to each question. Opens all my doors, like car doors, any doors. Princess treatment or bare minimum.
Princess treatment.
What? What do you mean? Okay, so like bare minimum is like that's a no-brainer.
Is it not?
Princess treatment would be like that's going above and beyond. Opening my doors.
Bare minimum.
Bare minimum. Okay. Brings flowers without a special occasion. Princess treatment or bare minimum?
Bare minimum.
Bare minimum. Plans dates without having me handle it.
So we're already telling the girls they deserve flowers for existing. You deserve your door opened for just existing. There's never, this is what you have to do. Now, I don't know. I can't say that behind the scenes of how he parents or teaches them. But remember, when you tell women they're awesome for just being alive and existing, it's no wonder we become such brats, you know.
Any of the details. Princess treatment or bare minimum.
Bare minimum.
Okay, you hear that? Picks me up and drops me off so I don't have to drive. Princess treatment or
Bare
bare minimum.
minimum.
Okay. Cleans my car, like details it and fills up my gas. Bare minimum or princess treatment?
Princess treatment.
Gives me his jacket when I'm cold. Princess treatment or
Bare
bare
minimum.
minimum? Okay.
So, you know, even that, why does the guy, if you're too dumb to bring a jacket, why does he have to give his jacket? Do you know what I mean? It's like we're conditioning women to put our needs above men's, but we never tell women to put his needs first. When in actuality, if you really study what femininity is, it's putting his needs above yours. That's a more biblical, patriarchal view of it, if that's the way you view it. So, you know, that's a bad behavior, not bringing a jacket when it's cold. What is the incentive, right? The incentive is to keep forgetting the jacket and then make him deal with it. It never ends.
Responds to my text and calls right away. Bare minimum princess treatment. What do you think?
Princess treatment.
Pays for all my food. Princess treatment, bare minimum.
Bare minimum.
Walks on the street side of the sidewalk to shield me from
Bare
traffic.
minimum.
Okay. Sending good morning and good night texts. Bare minimum or princess treatment.
Princess treatment.
Takes me on a shopping spree.
Princess treatment.
No. Okay. You hear that, guy?
So this isn't the worst one I've seen, but I want to show where this comes from. A lot of times it's the simp, because society is just always telling women they deserve more. That is the tough thing. You got the family saying they deserve more. You have the friends saying they deserve. Men are up against a lot. That's why I keep trying to keep you guys' expectations real low. Because imagine a guy comes in and he says, no, you can open your own doors. You're not a kid. If you forget your jacket, you're going to be cold, so make sure you bring it. Now the dad's going to say, hey, you're not doing enough for my daughter, even though it could be a good guy. All right, let me keep going. The next way that we are sacrificing privacy is now women do reviews on the men they're dating. So, you know, you could go on a date with a girl and think, wow, that went well. And then here you go.
Hey, I just got in the car after the date. That went really well, but also we identified some things that might not align, unfortunately, but I'm not sure. So very interestingly, I'm going to get to this first because I know that people are going to be asking about this. At the end of the date, I brought up, you know, our last date, the whole you tried to kiss me and I pulled away. And I just very clearly said consent is super important to me. So before anything like that happens, I just need to be asked first. And he was super respectful and was like, thank you so much for telling me. And
don't forget your phone.
And I appreciate how you're able to very effectively and confidently set your boundary. So that was good. But we identified that the social media thing might not be in alignment. Me being public with my life, which is a challenge of what I do here and what I love to do and create, isn't really something that everyone is comfortable with. So we both agreed to just think about it, because I was like, if I'm being honest, like there are some things that I like to experience first and then share with you guys, so I give it a little bit of time, but there are just some things that
You're here. Please make sure it's clear before exiting.
There are just some things that I feel comfortable with myself just sharing right away, and when you add another person into that, it can get complicated. But I don't want to have to send every piece of content to my potential partner to get approval. You know what I'm saying? So he was super respectful, and we both were just like.
Now this is a mid. This is a mid. An old mid at that.
Let's think about it. So I don't know. We'll see if he like hits me up again to go out or what he says. And I will keep you updated.
Now you might think, oh, she's cooked. She's done. Oh. But I just saw a video that now she has a boyfriend. He's good looking. It's... Do you know what I mean? It's like... I hate it here. I hate it here. Okay, so then this kind of translated, right? Because now you might say, but Pearl, these are just the content creators. These are not normal women. Well, how did this translate? Where did this go? You got to think ahead. Are We Dating the Same Guy refers to a viral network of women-only Facebook groups and an app where women anonymously share information about the men they've dated to give advice and warnings about deceit, infidelity, or dangerous behaviors from other members in their city. These groups are used as a safety resource, allowing women to vet potential partners by crowdsourcing their experience and holding men accountable, though they also face criticism for potential libel, unverified claims, and a lack of anonymity for the men being discussed. How the Are We Dating the Same Guys group works: they post a profile, they seek information, they share experiences, and they are vetting and warning. And men have to deal with this because most relationships start online. It's going to be kind of difficult to get into a relationship in 2025. I think it's over 80% are online. So your choices as a guy are, you generally are not going to like the city, but all the young, hot women are in the city. So you can either go live in the city that you don't really like, or live where you want, but sacrifice some privacy, or never have sex ever. Now, most guys, they're going to kind of rationalize it where they're like, I'm going to have to. The privacy is what's going to have to go, unfortunately. It says the purpose and the benefits are for women's safety, crowdsourcing, vetting. Because obviously women vet men so well, right? That like holding men accountable. Criticism and concerns, there's lack of due process, unverified information, potential for libel, invasion of privacy. Okay, actually, let me go and figure out how many women are in the Are We Dating the Same Guys groups in the United States. Oh, let's see. I know it's a ton. Holy shit. There are approximately 3.5 million members across the 200 Are We Dating the Same Guy Facebook groups in the United States of January 2024, though the actual number of women is higher since membership is the primary way to join. The total number of women across these groups is not publicly available, but the total memberships are estimated to be in the millions. So it's over 3.5 million. Let's see, how many women are in Gen Z? How many women are in Gen Z? Oh, wait, shoot. In the United States. My bad. 20 million. So 20 million. So let's say, I'm going to say if there's 3.5 publicly available members, I'm going to guess and say there's double the amount of anonymous. Now, I could be off, right? So let's cut that in half. My gut feeling is it's double. So if it's 3.5, I would have guessed 7. But, you know, we're going to round to 5. So, but that would be about a quarter of women in Gen Z. Now, obviously, I was just thinking of the dating age population. I mean, you'd have to play with these numbers and get something more accurate. That's the tough thing. But that means out of every like 10 women that see your profile, at least one is in one of these group chats and can screenshot any messages. That's not great. That is a decent amount of privacy. 17% of Gen Z. Oh, okay. Now, to be fair, that does span across age groups. My gut feeling is the older, uglier women are going to be more likely. You know, because the Gen Z women, you know, this is kind of how it goes, right? The young women, they turn 18 and they're like, I'm ready to be whores. Or find love, whatever. They go and then they, you know, we're going to do what we do, which is go for a guy out of our league, get burned. Now, a smart Gen Z woman would just go a little bit lower, try again, see what happens. But instead we go higher. We're like, I got burned. Let me go higher, not lower. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that crazy? You know, if a guy gets burned by an 8, he's like, let me try the 6s. If a guy gets burned by a 6, he's like, it's time to date the 4s. But we just keep going. We're like, shoot for the stars, baby. All right, so now how does this translate to relationships, this lack of privacy? In all aspects, men are going to have to give up privacy in order to be in relationships. You have no choice. Now, you might come back at me and say, Pearl, I do have a choice. I will lay down the law in my house. Oh, yeah? Now, please, excuse my skepticism, but I think you underestimate how crazy we are. You have the time and the energy to be 100% on all the time, where you don't leak a password, she doesn't figure out the way to get into your social media, you don't leave the computer open. Look. Now, it depends how crazy of a woman you get, right? Now, and that's kind of, you could just roll the dice and that's the best you got. I don't even think vetting really works. I got to push back. A lot of guys think, oh, if I just vet her. Yeah, but she could be good for now and then be crazy later. And I've seen women with crystal clean backgrounds go off the rails. So it's really just luck. Hopefully you're a lucky guy. So once you get into a relationship with women, because we're so concerned about our reputation, we are going to use our relationship and the stuff we do for you to build our brand. So here we go. You're going to start to see more of these videos where they use it for marketing on their social media. And some men, there's going to be men that look at this and say, that's bullshit. I'm not signing up for that. And they'll get uglier women. Not that this woman's super hot, but again, the more attractive the woman, the more ability she has to get away with stuff, you know.
Things we are okay with in our marriage. I don't think they're weird.
I don't. Numero uno.
I do not wear very, I don't say sexy outfits unless I'm with him.
When she's with.
So remember, that's a nice thing to do. She says, I don't wear sexy outfits unless I'm with you. But doesn't it kind of take, you know what I mean? Again, we're going to this society where we're like, I don't wear sexy outfits unless I'm with my mate. It's like for clout, right? It's one thing to just do the nice thing. And it gives you more of an icky feeling when you're, you know, it's just a different vibe. Different vibe.
Me, we're okay with sexy outfits in public.
We are okay with sexy outfits. Number 2.
I do not require my wife to cook meals for me. In fact, doesn't usually cook meals for me. A better cook.
He is.
Number 3.
All right,
That's another trend I've seen. Men are better cooks than women now, number 1. And men are better at cleaning than women, where women are the ones with the traditionally sought after jobs. Like I've noticed that there's more, it seems like there's more women in corporate America. There's more women with sports cars. There's more women doing podcasting and microphones now. So women will never do the dirty jobs. but they're taking all of the like pristine jobs in society, the high status, you could say. Where men, because men are very pragmatic, they just think, well, she's not cooking, so I guess I'll cook. Her food sucks, I'll cook. You know, they're not really keeping score here.
The sticky ones, I do not mind my single close friends being by themselves with a man. I'm okay with that.
Let's clarify.
Well, because I don't have weird friends. These are like my best friends. My best friend today, she likes to build things. He likes to build things. I like to build things. They can build things. For the family, if I'm on somewhere, they want to see the kids, and Brian's home, I don't mind them coming by to see the kids.
We're not talking about sleepovers.
No, we're not talking about sleepovers.
No, absolutely still have boundaries, but there's a lot of trust in this relationship.
Yes. Number 4.
We do not have a man gets the final say type.
Now, this might not just, now you might say, Pearl, but these are influencers. That's not normal. Now, I would agree that not everybody is going to have a full successful online brand, but you're going to see it on Facebook for the older women, Snapchat for the younger women, Twitter maybe for millennials. Whatever social media site people are using, the relationship's going to be used to build the brand. I kind of see where this is going.
A relationship. We just don't believe in it. We are partners.
I believe that Brian is head of our household, absolutely.
We don't do dictatorships. There is a difference. You can be biblically.
Now, what means more? Her saying that you're the head of the household for social media, or her just doing it? Now, she might do it. I don't know. I can't see what she does, but the ring kind of goes away when it's for the brand.
The leader of your home without just putting your foot down on everything and just making decisions without incorporating the other person.
What do you guys think? Is that weird?
I know y'all disagree with one or two of them. Be bold. Say what you feel.
Controversial things.
Yeah, so there's going to be some men that adapt and they're like, F it. At least I'll make money off of this. I have to do it anyway. There's going to be some men that opt out and say, no, thank you. And there's going to be some men... here. So this is her doing something nice for her boyfriend, right? My boyfriend called me all excited on his way home from golf. And this video is it's pretty funny, right? He got his first eagle of the season. I didn't react well enough over the phone, so he was sad. So my sister and I threw him a surprise dance party for him to come home. Now this guy thinks he's getting just a cool dance party. He's coming home. We're having fun. And now it's going to be on Instagram. So again, private moments are going to become public. I would watch this one. And then a lot of people will say, Pearl, you're such a hater, right? You're just hating they're in a happy relationship. And I don't mean to be a hater. I just got to call it for what it is, and it's performative. It's performative. It's used to signal, I am a good person. This one was really bad. My husband left his clothes on the floor. Maybe he was in a hurry to get to work this morning to provide for our family. Oh, this one was so bad. Oh, this one was so bad. Like, you're going to imagine how embarrassing that would be as a woman if you did something messy and then the husband blasted and said, I clean up for my wife out of love. Like, that would be so embarrassing. And she doesn't, the wives just they don't see how embarrassing this is. Like, I think we're just they say that women are more socially calibrated. I don't think so. I just don't agree. Because I don't think a guy would do this. I really don't. The angels up in the clouds are jealous knowing we found something so wild it will be ordinary. Thank goodness I have clothes to clean for a healthy family who wore them. She's talking about a shift in mindset. But is it better to like put the shift in mindset on social media or just do it? You know what I mean? Like, it's better to just do it, you know, let your actions speak.
You got me kissing the ground, the sanctuary. Shadow me with your touch, will Lord return me to die.
I have so much laundry to do. Thank good. So what she wants is to be worshipped, right? And that's really kind of what this all goes down to. When you look at women's social media, especially the right-wing, it's just so obvious to me. It's just worship me for doing stuff for my family. It's just, please worship me. I have to pick up the kids' mess in the morning. I'm like, can you imagine how embarrassing that would be? You made a mess in the privacy of your own home. And now your mom's putting it on her TikTok. I would be so embarrassed.
Hopeless, hallelujah.
Okay. That one was so bad. Oh my God. So again, anything that she does that's nice for you, it's just going to be used as marketing. So here, she's trying to signal that she's a good cook and a great wife. There's her sundress, you know.
Baby, but I promise mama's gonna be alright. And if you ask me to, daddy's gonna buy you a mockingbird. I'm gonna give you the world. I'm gonna buy a diamond ring for you.
Yeah, so I am awesome. And you know, a lot of these guys fall for this every single time. May Lord protect your love from feminists and single mothers and alimony. I don't mean to, I like this guy. I don't mean to belittle your efforts. You're still going to eat from that food you are cooking. I don't think it's doing that much for him. I like that guy. Okay. Let me see. Private moments become public in dating. So now she's going on a diet with her guy. This is your average looks matched couple today.
One of eating healthy. We are having burger, but it's lettuce wrap. French fries, lettuce wrap. Chicken nuggets, but it's lettuce wrap. Soda, lettuce wrap. Now we have hot dog, lettuce wrap. So healthy. Period. And of course, let's not forget dessert. Lettuce wrap.
She's just eating. Oh, this one was so bad. Look at, she uses her disabled boyfriend for marketing. Oh my God. Did they take off the sound? Okay. He's a 10, but avoid traps of cynicism in social media analysis. Sometimes performance is driven to shape culture. However, the TradCon versus 304s is irrelevant to me. It's not cynicism. This is an observation. You know, me saying, again, look at me doing this nice thing for my husband is performative. That's a fact. I mean, yeah, that's okay. He's a 10, but... Oh, the sound is gone on this. That's sad. This one was really embarrassing. She was making jokes about him getting it up. Like, that's how bad it was. Oh, my God, it was brutal. It was an absolute brutality. All right, slightly unhinged rules I have in my marriage. No TV in our bedroom. The bedroom is for sleep and sex. Now again, who's making these rules? Do you think she is or he is? We never joke about divorce. Words carry power. We don't speak harm over our marriage. Josh trusts my intuition with people, friends, business partners, and hiring decisions. He knows my spidey senses. We've learned the hard way that ignoring them costs us. Now we follow this rule. So imagine you're like, these are the rules for our relationship. I'm laying down the law. And then she puts it on social media. We have a weekly relationship meeting. We call it the Best Life, where we get out of the house for an hour and discuss our marriage planning and how we can support each other. Dates are sacred at least once a week. It's just us. The date is never canceled unless someone's dying. And he's got to do this. She's like, honey, here's my tripod. Can you put me on the counter and just, you know what I mean? Now again, I see where this is going. This is a pipeline to OnlyFans or someone else in general. We pray together every morning and every night and pray over each other. God is part of our marriage. The 3-night rule, we don't spend more than 3 nights apart. If something interferes with that, we figure it out or heavily weigh if it's worth it. Now the man can't even travel for work. The audacity. Okay, next we got... Okay.
As soon as I can.
Your relationship problems will also go on social media. Now, again, this might not be as public as Instagram, but, you know, it could translate to just the girls' group chat. You know, this could translate to GroupMe or whatever the hell, iMessage group chat.
And I hope you have a great day. Love you. 6 seconds. That's how easy it is.
What's better? Let's do a poll in the chat. A trad wife with an Instagram or 10 bodies, no Instagram. Yeah, so he didn't respond to her text, and now she's making this tee-hee, this joke for social media.
Hey babe, I'm super busy right now, but I'm gonna give you a call as soon as I can. I hope you have a great day. Love you. 6 seconds. That's how easy it is.
And you guys can tell me if I'm wrong. Maybe you don't see a problem with the sacrificing your privacy, you know? Maybe you want all the nice things that that you do. You don't mind having it broadcasted. 10 bodies, no Instagram. Men are like, I'll pray for 10 bodies nowadays. They're like, that's not bad. Okay, here's another one.
Oh my God.
Never having to wonder if he has eyes for someone else.
I'm letting you out of the house looking like this. You look good. You're beautiful.
Thank you.
Now, imagine, now she's using that on her Instagram. How embarrassing. You know what I mean? Because there's simping men, like, don't do in public, but privately, you know. I mean, ladies, we know how they talk, you know. But then it gets on Instagram, you know.
I like this. You should wear this on a date.
Okay.
You want to go on a date?
Sure, if you'll take me on one.
I'll take you on a date. You're the prettiest thing I've ever seen.
Thank you.
And you're good at what you do. I love you.
No.
So what does this use? I'm so good looking that I can get him to talk to me like this. So now again, she's using her husband to build her reputation instead of just being a, you know what's so crazy? The answer is right in front of us, right? Be a nice person. Use family, husband to build reputation. Be a nice person. It's like, which one? Which do I choose? Ooh, be nice and don't tell anybody about it. I don't know. It's so tough for us. We're so close, but so far. Do the nice things for the husband and not post it on social media. Post it on social media. Which one? Which one? Okay. So now here's another one. They're putting videos. She's telling her husband that she's pregnant. And now that cute, authentic, private moment is now being used to build her brand. Isn't that crazy? That cute, private moment where you just authentically happy and together.
New Balances.
I know. And
They're in now, huh?
Yeah, they're super in.
What's going on?
Nothing, just keep opening.
What is going on?
Just keep opening. Just keep going.
Wait, what's going on here?
See, it's so cute, right? So I always look like the asshole when I'm like, performative, you know, I look like the asshole.
So soft.
Oh.
There's more in there.
K-Swiss.
Yeah, you need socks to wear with those.
Okay. Am I getting old or something?
Why do you say that?
My dad's socks? What is this? Bobby, what is this? Bobby! What? Oh my god! Bobby!
What a genuine moment of joy. That's now for all of these strangers to see on the internet. You see, this is men are sacrificing privacy in order to be in relationship. So that translates in dating, and then it translates into marriage where the kids and the husband are used to signal status. And women will do this in a few ways. There's the things they can get their husbands, actually I don't want to do this one. The things they can get their husbands to do for them. Them doing something for their husbands is a way to signal status. Look at my kids. You know, because that's a lot of times people use children as a way to be good people. But I always think, well, if all your kids died, would that make you less of a person? Like the person you are, I don't think is really dependent. And I really don't like it when conservatives do this. They say get married and have a kid. And they even shame young men for not having children. And I think, well, I don't think the type of person you are is dependent upon if you have children. The other day I saw Benny Johnson do this, and I thought, Benny, everybody knows you're gay. I mean, it's just so obvious. Like anybody that's... So I don't know how you, of all people, can be like, come on. I mean, there's been rumors. I mean, I don't know for sure. But you seem very gay, so I just don't think you could really lecture young men about getting married. Instead of using their Instagrams to enhance their real life, women are using their real life and relationships as a prop to enhance their Instagram. That's a great analysis. I couldn't have said it better myself. That was great.
On his cell phone. Yeah, I don't have to. Literally everyone in this house would know where he is.
So the first girl said track your husband's location. And now again, this woman is signaling, hey, my husband would never cheat on me. He would never cheat. Everybody would know where he is. And now she's going to embarrass him. Look.
Hey, Haley, I got a question for you.
Alexa, pause.
If you can't find Dad, where is he?
Now, this is a cute young girl. We know the weirdos that are on the internet. I don't want to look, but if there's bookmarks, I might throw up. There's freak shows on the internet, but they don't care. They don't care.
Playing Zelda.
Hey, Sophie, I have a question for you.
What?
If you can't find Dad, where is he?
Downstairs playing Tears of the Kingdom.
Oh, look, there's my husband. What are you doing, husband?
Playing Zelda.
Pro marriage tip, track.
Now, I want to switch this. What if you went around and asked all the kids, what is mom doing? And they all said, oh, she's on her phone. She's on her phone. Wouldn't that be kind of embarrassing? But women, we have no problem embarrassing our husbands on social media. Point of view, your daughter's waiting for daddy to come home to show him her hair and dress. So again, kids, look how awesome my life is. You know, it's the same thing.
I think Daddy's gonna wear my...
Again, you're putting a cute little girl on social media. Now, I'm not saying it's always going to go bad, but I just can't. I don't know.
Oh, I need my princess suit. Daddy's taking so long.
And I always have to look like the asshole. I gotta be like, look, is this a good idea? Is this worth your kid's face being on the internet? Is that worth it?
I spy something orange. Pumpkin? Yup. Oh my gosh, where's Daddy? How about doing?
And the dad's probably thinking, what a cute moment. What a cute, awesome private moment. Oh, I totally wanted all of Instagram to know about it. That's exactly what I wanted. Haha, yay.
Look at your tree. Oh my god. Oh, wow. You look so beautiful. Wow.
All right. Let's see what else. Okay. Now this translates to using the husband and the kids for clout. There's so many examples of these. It just never ends. Like if you go on Instagram and go through Reels, like a few of these, it's so common.
Little crazy, pretty.
You're so lucky you get to stay home with your baby.
Baby, but I promise.
So all the kids here.
Mama's gonna
Look at now again. This translates to look at all I can get my husband to do and pay for.
be alright. And if you ask me to.
Oh, you're thirst trapping with the kids. Oh, why? Come on, as a guy, she can't be this hot and wear this little clothing and you not think anything. Come on. Oh.
Daddy's gonna buy you a mockingbird. I'm gonna give you the world.
He's thinking, oh, I'm just walking to my car. There's no one recording me. Like, yeah, it never ends. Okay. Now, oh, this is showing another problem. So the mother's teaching the sons to be simps. This happens whether or not it's two-parent or one-parent household. Women love raising simps.
Holding the door for a woman.
Bare minimum.
Okay.
Filling up the gas tank for your wife or girlfriend.
What the frick? Everybody's supposed to do that.
What do you mean?
Like, every man, if you're in a relationship, that's like bare minimum.
Okay, would princess treatment be we both got home and you have to take my car back out to fill it with gas so that I could go to work the next day?
No, that's bare minimum.
Okay, opening my car door every time I'm getting into it. Or you're coming home with a sweet treat even though I did not ask for one.
Documentary fund. Thank you, guys. Thank you. I really appreciate it. We're trying to save as much money as possible. So the link to the documentary is in the description if you guys want to go to the GoFundMe or Super Chat. So really appreciate it. It's for the divorce documentary.
It's bare minimum. You can't move.
Refilling the water cup after you've already gotten in bed for the night. And your wife's like, I would like some water.
Bare minimum.
All right, taking her on a really fancy.
Yeah, so now a woman can't even fill up her own water. Do you see this programming we do to these young men from such a young age? I'm thinking, are you not? I'm not against, I understand there's politeness, you get up, but it's the bare minimum. She can't get up, really? Truly?
year or for your anniversary or
Christmas treatment. That's what you're supposed to do. You're an idiot.
go coffee in bed every morning.
Do that every day, but
I mean, she's teaching these guys to get circles run around them. Yeah, like these Gen Z women, they're gonna, okay.
All right, paying for her to get her hair done, like highlights, cut, color, like a spa day.
Okay. Now, the next thing, when the relationship goes south, fights are also going to be used against you. So remember, this is something you got to be careful of because every girl has a phone. I would also say to use the same tactic, but if you ever crash out on a girl, doesn't matter what she did first. If she pulls out a phone, yeah, look it.
All the money. If you want to decide what happens in this house, then pay for something. Oh, right. You don't have a fucking job.
Guess what she's using in court, right? And he looks crazy in this. So yeah, if you have a fight with her and you crash out, that happens sometimes in private. Don't expect privacy. Yeah, there's probably albums in her phone. And the daughters get in on it. Remember, the sisterhood transcends with just adult women. Even the kids will go in on it and team up with the mom. I guess the dad was flirting with someone, or the daughter says he was flirting. Who knows if he was. She's recording it to get evidence to make the dad look bad.
Hi, baby.
I'm with the mom. You know why? Other girls, and I recorded it, and I'm gonna show mom.
Oh,
I don't care. And the camera heard you say baby.
Alright, so.
Who are you fucking calling baby on the street?
No.
Is that what you do?
No.
Is that what you do? Is that what you do?
Now, who knows the context, right? I mean, now I'm not trying to defend the guy, but regardless, this is a private family moment, a private family fight. It's now on social media. And it will always be used to make the women look good and the men look bad, always.
Nobody.
Is that what you do?
No.
Okay, next.
Marriage for the stay-at-home mom to have to ask for money, like it's like anytime she needs anything at all, she has to ask for money. Is that normal?
Fuckballs. Unfortunately, man, for so many amazing women out there, they are being abused just like you are. And yes,
There's a million guys and women just like this, ready to tell your wife she's right if she cries on the internet.
hear me. You're being fucking abused. It's called financial abuse. That's the legal term. The everyday fucking term is this motherfucker is a narcissist piece of dog shit. See, what he's trying to do, ma'am, is he needs to keep you under his thumb. He has to have fucking control. And the easiest way to control somebody is fucking financially. It's the first form of separation in an abusive relationship. What they do is they get you to rely on them completely financially. And then you have no motherfucking where to go. You have nowhere to go, no way to get out of that relationship. The house is...
I'm pro 50-50. I think women should pay their way. I really do, because, if we keep edifying laws, or we keep pushing laws with things like financial abuse in it, F it. Go 50-50 then. Let's see how it goes. Let's see.
Is his, the car's in his name, he's made all the money, you don't have any bank accounts, and you feel fucking stuck. It's the way abusers keep control of their abused. And so many women, abused women, stay in a motherfucking relationship.
He's gay? Oh, he thinks he's gay.
pieces of shit like this because of just that.
Yeah, we got this next one. Watch my husband choose women online over his wife and unborn twins. Now, we don't know if she cheated first, right? Maybe she started cheating. He found out he wants to keep the family together. He starts cheating back. Is he the macho man of simping? There's a million simps just like him. But women, if you do anything wrong, women will keep an album and hold it against you. So you might as well keep an album back, I'd recommend. I know that's tiring, but if you wish to engage in relationships, I really would try to. I mean, this is what women do. We'll have this all ready to go. So whenever we break up, it can be your fault.
Ask you to get me a glass of water. Like, I'm sorry.
Exactly. Maybe you don't need water.
What? It's hard for me to get up out of bed.
You're bloated. You're fat.
What? I have 2 kids
Then why
inside of
don't you
me.
walk downstairs and go get it yourself.
What?
Wait, you're worried about my Tinder whenever you're pregnant?
It's our family.
It's your family, not mine.
It's fitting that you're on Tinder. A lot of fire where you're going. The fact that you used our wedding photo, I don't
Of course I used our wedding photo. Your girls on Tinder don't want to see a man in a suit?
You have the mind of a person who writes his phone number on the stall in the men's bathroom and then waits for women to.
My guess is she knew what it was. He'd probably, my guess, this is what I'm taking from this. She probably knew he was a cheater. And he's like, this is, come on, you know. And so you might say, well, that's wrong. Well, yeah, but again, you don't know the full context of the situation. And there's been so many times where a clip will come out, and when you hear the full context, it's just not what you think.
Call it.
Because I'm having the kids that you wanted to have.
You're having those kids that you wanted to have. It's not my fault you got pregnant with twins.
Ooh, I bet you could say your ACT score.
That's true. Women are 100% responsible for who is born. So yeah, if you get pregnant, that is your own fault. Because we have the right to get an abortion. Now you might say, but Pearl, that's wrong. It's wrong to get an abortion. I think it's wrong. But women don't. So, I mean, it's like always convenient that women don't believe in abortion. They say we think abortion's wrong, but we don't think the sex outside of marriage is wrong. Do you know what I mean? It's like, if you're that religious that you don't believe in abortion, it's kind of like pick and choose where it benefits you, if you catch my drift. But yeah, so this guy's he's not gonna ask any questions. He's just gonna take the girl's side. And this looks pretty bad, right? But we don't know the full context.
Score so fast? Because it's just one number.
You told me you wanted a kid. I told you I wasn't ready.
Okay, you said you wanted 2. And look, you got 2. But all at once, so it's not my fault.
I need this thing to slap harder. You know? Just.
Yeah, so let's see what else. All right. This is what I had to go through for 5 years. Let's see this abuse.
Another haircut, and you expect me to tell you, yo, you look so good? I swear, if you put that on my
I
card...
didn't put it on your card. It's my money.
You didn't put it on your card. Yeah, like I'll believe that.
I
number
did.
one. Let's just assume that's true.
You can check
Who
your-
are you trying to impress with all these haircuts, huh? Every few weeks, you're getting a new hairstyle, a new look. Who are you trying to
She was cheating. I bet she was cheating and he knew it.
impress?
I just wanted to.
We're together. It doesn't make any sense. And I'm the one telling you I don't like the way it looks. You should be dressing and looking the way I want you to look. Not the way you feel like looking. Not the way people give you compliments over. Me. You're in a relationship with me.
All the comments. This is horrible. That's domestic violence. I'm going to jail for this one. Oh my God, if a man ever tested me like this, I would be on the news. Oh, this was a skit. But this does happen, though. This does happen. So
I don't care what your friends say.
These type of videos, women record this type of stuff all the time. I'll be on alert. Everyone's got a smartphone.
I don't care what the guy at the coffee shop says. Me.
I'm sorry.
You're sorry. No,
Yeah.
you're gonna be sorry. Come here. You're gonna.
What would have been better is like The skit would have been better if it was more plastic surgery, because I don't think men care about hair. But I could see that real fight being like plastic surgery. So, okay. Now every woman can be famous. Now, a lot of times men will come and say, my solution to this is getting a woman that's not famous. Well, guess what she could become famous off of doing? Everybody's got a phone now. It used to be Facebook, then it moved to Snapchat. Now everyone's got TikTok. I can't remember what % of Gen Z women create content on TikTok. What % of Gen Z women create content on TikTok? I think it's actually pretty high. I remember I checked. 75% of Gen Z women use TikTok. TikTok is... Let's see. Oh, actually, I didn't realize most of TikTok users are 25 to 34 years old. That's interesting. I thought it was lower. Okay. Oh, wait, here. This is going to get worse. It's not going to get better. So I would just prepare. Now, the question is, why do men accept this? So Britfolt's law, according to Robert Britfolt, states that in the animal species, the female determines the conditions of the family unit, with association between the sexes only occurring when the female benefits from the association with the male. Britfolt's law emphasizes this law applies to non-human animals and contrasts animal behavior with human families, noting that the patriarchal human family is a juridic institution, not to animal groups governed by the female instinct. So there's some people that believe in this. There's some people that don't, is the general consensus I've gotten. But from what I've seen, that appears to be true, that when there's no benefit to women for an association with someone, the relationship will cease to exist. It's why you see men in these male-female friendships where he gets no benefit, but the women get a ton of benefit. Female control. The female is the primary driver of social structure and association within the animal family. Benefit-driven association. Male participation is contingent on the female deriving benefit from that association. The application to animals. Britfolt applied the law to various animals, including tigers, lions, monkeys, and birds. Distinction from human families. The law highlights a fundamental difference between animal groups and human families, which Britfolt argued shaped by culture and judicial factors rather than solely by instinct. So there's some people that say this does not apply to humans. I think it does. That's just been my personal belief. Okay, so we're going to end the stream with a whiteboard video. Is that all right? So I'm going to show you why men put up with this. Okay? We're going to do... Okay. So... You need it more this way, right? Yeah, forward. Forward more? Oh, yeah, here. Oh, there, I see. Oh, I see. Okay. All right, let me... do you have the wipes I used, or like a wet paper towel? Yeah, that works. Thank you. That did not do what I thought it would do. Grab me a dry paper towel, too, in a second. Okay, sorry, guys. Okay. Thank you. All right, guys. So, all right. Today we're going to talk about why men accept terrible deals in relationships. Now, you might think, I would never accept that. And that is a common trope that I've heard men in my experience interviewing 1,000 people. Many men would say, I will not accept a woman with X, Y, and Z. And I would think they meant it. But much like women, when they say they won't, that they're different than other girls, they don't always, what they say doesn't match what they do. My observation was that a lot of times the guys that said, I will not accept that, did in fact accept that. So what happens is, we have, we're going to divide this into 3 categories. The mids, this marker, it's not good. Take these 2. So we're going to divide this into 3 categories. The mids, hot people, uggos. Okay, so we're going to start with the men. So women only think like 20% of men are hot. So let's put 2 Chads here. Now, hot is a little bit more fluid for women. So like comedians, for example, may be ugly, but they're funny. So then we start to see them as hot. Guys with microphones, they could like say anything and we're like, ooh, microphone. Now they're hot. So this is contextual a little bit. A guy we might not find attractive, then he goes behind a bar, then all of a sudden we want to bang him. I don't make the rules, I just tell you what they are. Now these are the mid men. These are guys that are normal looking, normal with like charming women. They're just, I would say, like average men. So let's say there's 4 of these. Actually, I think more accurate, we're going to make 3 average men. And then you got the rest of them. These are the guys that are left out. We're going to be frowning. Aw. Aw. I'm too ugly to get in the game. Sad. It's a sad case. But we're gonna have the women too. Aw, these sad. Aw. All right, so now for women, we're gonna divide it here. So we're gonna make a nice chart. Now we're gonna have the hot women. And I'm actually going to have a 3rd category, but you'll see. So this is just looks alone to start. So she might be hot. These are like the hot, let's say like 20-year-old women. We got the hot women here. Now, there's the hot women, but. So maybe like hot people I'm putting as 8 pluses. Mids I'm putting as 4 to 6.5 to 7. Maybe I'll do 7, 8 pluses. Yeah, fine. And the uggos, sub 4s. So there could be a hot woman, but she's got like $100K of debt. So, her initial looks, we're not going to take away from her. She is really hot, but she's got $100,000 in debt. Then we have another hot woman. She's hot, but she's got a kid. So over here are the hot women, but. And then we got the mids, and it's the same kind of thing, right? Because it's a lot more unanimous, like the looks. It changes based on the context. Like a guy could be mid in one context, but really attractive in another. So you have the mids. And then the mids, but, Okay, whatever. And then I'm just going to put the belugas. We're just going to, these are the fat women. obviously. So these are the circles. These are the ugly. Let's give her a big nose. And she's fat. Ugh. Okay, so these are all the women. These are the guys. There's more women than men on the planet, so maybe there's a little bit more. So the men, they kind of are looking at the menu. And the problem is the women keep ruining themselves. Like we might have a mid, right? And they think, this guy thinks, ooh, I'll take the mid. But then, you know, she ruins herself a little bit. You know, she has a kid, she gains 20 pounds, and now she's a mid butt. And then we have, you know, a mid that maybe turned into a fat chick, she becomes a sub 4. And men realize that in order to get the mids without a butt or a hot chick, there is just a cost they have to put up with. And the hot men might not put up with it, right? They'll bang this girl, and she tries to broadcast their relationship, and he's like, let me go bang. So the women, we bang this guy. He, you know, like I know a guy who goes through 100 women a year, 100. So he banged all of them, right? He's banging, you know, runs through the women. And so you might think, well, who's going to do that? Who's going to put up with it? Well, it's called the lonely men here. Because Tom here, he might say, I am not putting up with an OnlyFans just so I can be with a hot chick. But Henry says, hey, I'll do it. Henry says, shut up, Tom. And then we got Dick over here, and Dick says, okay, I just want this mid right here. And she doesn't have any debt. She's not fat. I'll take her. That one, I want that one. And she's like, well, could we just do a little bit of a TikTok? And at first he says no. And she says, please. And then he bangs her a few times. And he's like, And then all of a sudden he's on a TikTok relationship, right? So what happens is the more men are iced out, like the less men that are in the hot category, which is becoming less and less every year, the worse women get, which women are getting fatter and fatter every year, so there's less mids to pay. The more rare beauty becomes, the more men are willing to accept in order to get beauty. Now you might say, but Pearl, what about character? Well, you can get some character from the fat women. So, not to say, and you know what? The women that do have character, the line for them is out the door. You know, because even the hot men at some point will say, okay, I just want a cute girl with some character. I'll take her. And Tom is like, no, that's my girlfriend. I met her in high school. And then, you know, we got Tyrone or we got Brad over here that says, no, I want that one. I'm going to take your girl. And Brad and Tom over here saying, no, don't take my girlfriend. Don't. I have her. I got her first. And Brad's like, you know I can just take your girl. And then she'll gaslight, right? She'll say, I would never leave, as she's actively leaving. So again, then this guy he runs through all these women, and then the men are just forced to accept it. That's why the average age of marriage keeps going up, because men will accept it. That's why IVF is being created, because men will accept it. Now, it might not be you, I hope it's not, but somebody will. Somebody will. And the quality of the people accepting it keeps getting higher and higher because the government needs men to accept it. And society needs men to accept it to keep the economy going, because who is going to pay for all these broads? We can't pay for ourselves. So someone's got to do it. Then, you know, one girl gets too damaged, and then, you know, it just keeps getting more rare. You know, one beautiful girl gets too damaged from Tyrone, Brad, whatever Chad she went for. Because women will always go for Chad when given the chance, if they think they have a good chance of locking him down, which we're delusional, so we do think that. So then the more women get ruined, now there's like 2 girls to choose from. They both want Brad. Brad might take one, And then really the men here are like, all right, I want a kid. I guess I will accept whatever in order to get children. I want children. Men don't have the balls like women. Women have the balls to do IVF by themselves. If women are losers and we cannot get a man, we'll go buy one. Men won't do it for whatever reason. They won't get a surrogate. Even though we have made their lives living hell on earth. We have made their, like, if they choose to reproduce with an American woman. Or any woman. So yeah, that's why men keep accepting this stuff. So now we're going to go to the accumulation of this. Okay, so the final accumulation of how this has ended is men are now accepting live streaming birth. So this is a Twitch streamer. Now, I don't know what women sound like when they give birth. To be fair, I've never watched one until now. But these moans sound very sexual to me. What? It's probably for the best. They said the audio isn't coming through. Where is the dad? Isn't this crazy? Oh, there's the baby. I have no words. They put a vote for what to name the girl. I have no words. But yeah, this is where everything's going. So in order to be in a relationship, men will have to sacrifice their privacy. That is the cost of a relationship. And there's going to be a good chunk of men that just walk away and say this isn't worth it. They're going to weigh the risks and the rewards. There's always someone that's going to do it. Always. So let me know if you think I'm wrong. Let me know in the comments. Feel free. What is the craziest thing you have seen a man accept? Put it in the comments. Like the video. Thank you guys for watching on a Thursday night. Tomorrow, we're going to be releasing an essay video, so there's no show. I filmed something Wednesday pre-recorded with another conservative e-girl, so that'll come out Saturday. And I think you guys will really like it. Please like the video, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.